All right. This is what are we calling ourselves? Unsolicited with Logan and Russ.
That's a good name.
This is our first little episode. I'm Russell, one of your co-hosts.
I'm Logan.
This is Logan. And we're just gonna start it off by talking about a band that we both love.
A band we have never seen live before.
Band we've never seen live before.
Because they didn't exist.
We've seen various incantations of them. But yeah, and we're gonna do one of these nice little tier lists, and and we're gonna get rid of the S tier because
can't have that.
Should we change it to the F tier and then put it at the bottom?
No, make it the shit tier. That would be funny.
No, let's just make it F tier.
Okay. Is there not an F tier? What does it go to?
It goes to D.
Okay. But the F tier is going to be on the top. Is that?
No, I'm going to move it to the bottom.
Okay.
All right. Add a row. F. All right, and then we move it.
All right. He moved it.
All right, so let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Well, it's not really in order, is it?
No.
What's their first?
Where is it? Is it even on there?
What? Their first album?
Yeah.
It's right here.
Oh.
Where do you think their first album belongs?
I want to. Let me just say that their first album is a little bit different. It's like they didn't quite know what they didn't quite get into their form yet.
Yeah.
It's a little bit 60s sounding, sort of. But with that being said, I like it. I like the song "Golden Road."
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Pull up the songs.
Yeah. Let's see their song list real quick. You gotta scroll to it.
It's the first one, so you gotta scroll a lot because they have a lot of stuff. Yep, The Golden Road, first song. Beat It Down the Line.
I don't know. Good Morning Little Schoolgirl seems a little problematic in this day and age, but we're just gonna glide past
Cold
that
Rain
one.
and Snow, I believe, was the first song.
Oh, you got Morning Dew on this one too. I always
Morning
forget
Dew.
about that.
New Minglewood. And Viola Lee.
I really like Cream Puff.
Actually,
too.
now that I'm looking at the songs, it's it might have. Did I even tier it yet?
Mm-mm.
I want to put this one at a C tier. I don't know if you agree with that.
I would actually probably go
B
maybe, like a low B maybe.
Okay.
A good B. I don't know.
I think that C tier might be a little too rigorous. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this was actually the first album I ever listened to by them.
Can we play a little bit of Golden Road? Oh, I don't have the volume up.
It's good.
It's very 60s sounding.
Yeah. I think they still have that psychedelic feel to them, but it's very
that's not the Grateful Dead sound.
Yeah, it's very it sounds like they are a 60s band, and they don't really sound like themselves yet, you know.
But it's good. That's a good song. That's probably my favorite song on the album.
All right, so what comes after that? Anthem of the Sun. Honestly, I'd probably put that in B tier as well. I really like Anthem of the Sun.
This one doesn't really have a lot on it, right? If I remember
it's got
correctly.
the other one.
Alligator. This one I might put in C.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it, but yeah, I mean, we can go C. I don't know. I kind of want to put it in B.
I don't know if
though.
it deserves B tier. Why would it deserve B tier?
I don't know. I feel like they were experimenting a lot, and
the Born Cross-Eyed is an interesting title because you know what it reminds me of?
Cross-Eyed and Painless.
It reminds me of Cross-Eyed and Painless and Born Under Punches from Talking Heads, Remain in Light. It's like it's like it's like Talking Heads listened to this album and they saw that song title and they were like, let's put 2 songs that pay a reference to that on our album. So for that reason, I'm putting it in C.
All right. I won't fight you too much on that.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
This is the next one on here.
Oh,
It says
Live Dead is next.
Before. How do you pronounce it? Axonomoxa?
Oh, Oxymoxoa. Apparently that's what do you call it?
Is that actually how you say it?
Oxymoxoa. Yeah, it was like created by I think it was created by Robert Hunter, and it's what do you call it? One of those words that's the same thing backwards.
Oh, palindrome?
A palindrome, yeah. All right, well, Live Dead is going straight to A tier. I don't think we need to argue too much.
Yeah.
About that one. Oxymoxoa, honestly, it's really not one of my favorites.
Wait, are we not going to talk about Live Dead anymore?
I don't know. I mean, what else is there to talk about?
Well, it has Dark Star on it.
It's got, like, the definitive, defining recording of Dark Star.
It's got the 11 on it, which is a cool song.
It's got the 11.
I kind of want to play a little bit of that.
It's got a great Saint Stephen. Turn on your love light.
Turn on your love light. That's like a jam band staple right there.
Yeah.
Should I play all 9 minutes of this?
Yeah, just play the whole album.
See, this is them. This is the Grateful Dead. But this is like the 60s Grateful Dead, you know?
Yeah.
It's a little bit... It's not as... The guitar is a little bit fuller, you know?
Yeah.
It got thinner in the 70s. And they never got not thin.
I feel like this is like when they really figured out like what they were doing, you know?
This song particularly.
Or at least maybe this was the first time that like we really get a feel of like what they were as a live band.
Do you want to tell everyone that they play different songs every night?
No, I don't think we need to talk about that. We can talk about that on the next podcast. If this is even a podcast.
Actually, we're doing it sort of like what I meant to say was you play Dark Star, but you don't just play Dark Star, then you got to play Saint Stephen right after it because it all blends into each other.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, next one.
So Oxymoxo is next. I'm honestly like not.
This has Saint Stephen on it.
It's got Saint Stephen. It's got some
debut.
good songs on it. It's got China Cat, Cosmic Charlie, Mountains of the Moon. I hate What's Become of the Baby so much.
Didn't you play one of these on your radio show? For your first episode you ever did?
Might have been Cosmic Charlie.
Was it?
It definitely wasn't What's Become of the Baby. Because I hate that song. That might be my least favorite Dead tune. I'm gonna go on the record and say.
So where are you putting this album?
Honestly, I might put it
D.
I'm gonna put it in C.
It has the China Cat on it.
The rest of the album is kind of great, and it's like a defining record for them. And it really, like the look of it, it's very.
It's got that skeleton with the stuff coming.
It's kind of like the first time you really see the artwork that they kind of became known for. It's got like a really iconic album cover, but I don't know. It's got
a very inappropriate album cover.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all we're saying about that one?
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Okay. Now these two ones, same year. Look at how much. Look at this: 69, then 70, 70, and then the two ones in 70 are stone cold classics.
Yeah, I was listening to.
That's kind of ridiculous.
What? Working Man's Dead comes first,
and then American Beauty.
Yeah, apparently they were spending a lot of time with. These are going straight to A tier as well.
Yeah,
they were spending like a lot of time with CSNY, and because I was listening to American Beauty the other day, and I was like, this really sounds like
One of those folk albums.
Sounds like something off of like a CSNY album. And then
Well,
I was
Jerry
reading
played
that they were like staying with them, and made a lot of sense.
Jerry played pedal steel on Teach Your Children. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, Working Man's Dead. 1970. You got Uncle John's Band. Dire Wolf. That's a highlight. New Speedway Boogie. I like Easy Wind a lot. Casey Jones is sort of like the classic one.
Yeah, Black Peter as well. I think isn't Black Peter sung by Pigpen?
Let's hear it.
I think it's like a rare song sung by him. I think he wrote it too. I don't know. That might be fake news.
That's definitely not Pigpen. That's Jerry.
Maybe it's Easy Wind. I don't know.
Easy Wind is. Do you want to play that one?
Yeah. There we go.
Very bluesy.
Yeah.
This is back when they were still doing kind of bluesy stuff.
Yeah.
They had him. They had Ron McKernan.
Yeah, and this is the last year with Pigpen too, because he doesn't make it to the next record. But
does he not make it to?
Isn't it
is
Wake
he
of
in
the
there
Flood?
in 72?
Yeah, but I don't think he makes it to Wake of the Flood. I don't know when he died.
Oh, you're skipping. We didn't.
What?
But he was on this one, right?
Oh yeah, he's on American Beauty.
Do you want to talk about American Beauty?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just kind of the Dead.
Here we go.
It's the best they can really do it's the best they ever. It's their best studio album. It really is.
In your opinion?
I don't even know, I don't even think that's like an opinion. Like, they really, I mean, I was thinking about it, like, it's so, they just do such a good job. I don't think they ever really did a better job, like, bringing what they do best, like, to the studio than they did on this record, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's something to be said. I mean, for a band that's known for these long, drawn-out, 10-minute songs, I think there's something to be said for reining it in and having 8 different, 4-minute, 5-minute
This is really the classic
songs.
song right here on American Beauty. And this is Phil singing, right?
Yeah.
It's his birthday today. Thank you, Phil. Then I'm gonna let this one play out a little bit. But then they sing harmony on it too.
That's true.
Like CSNY. Or just CSN.
Yeah, were they CSNY still, or were they just CSN at that point?
I think they were CSNY after. I don't know really what the dates were on. This reminds me of the scene in Freaks and Geeks when Linda Cardellini is dancing around her room, listening to this because the guidance counselor told her to.
Yeah, I mean, as much as like American Beauty's like carved into my like own life, like I'll never listen to it and not think of that scene in Freaks and Geeks.
I think of it all the time. Should I do this one or this one?
Oh yeah, let's move on to Skull and Roses.
Okay, I think that's a good wrap up of American Beauty.
All right. So I honestly forget about this one a lot, but it's kind of a great live album.
It's got Johnny B. Good on it.
Oh, this has Wharf Rat on it
This is
too. I think
Bertha.
this is the first.
This has Mama Tried, which is a Merle Haggard song, right? It's kind of just a taste of their live stuff, you know?
This is going in B tier, I think.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it.
It's I mean that Wharf Rat, it's
You love that Wharf Rat. I've seen you.
it's really like, for me, it's like the definitive version of Wharf Rat. I mean, especially since I think it might be the only, unless it appears on one of these other live albums. I mean, it might be the only official release that they ever did while they, you know, existed.
I know what you mean. I'm looking for Europe 72. Why is that not? I mean, it has all the broken out.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I just type it in.
Is Europe 72 next? Is it?
Here, wait. Let me go back to this. This is probably better, right?
I don't even think that's in order.
This is an order. No, yeah, this is not in order.
Wait, the Grateful Dead discography in order. Oh, this is so much better.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, Europe 72.
Europe 72. Oh, I didn't know that Skull and Roses was just called the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Like the White Album sort of thing. Okay, do you want to talk about Europe 72?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is sort of like the best one.
Yeah, I think so.
If we're choosing albums,
especially live albums.
The guy with the ice cream that he's smashing onto his forehead, what does that even mean?
Apparently, like,
what is the story behind that? You have sort of a special connection to this, right?
Yeah, apparently the word, like, live is somewhere, like, hidden in, like, the ice cream splatter, though I don't know if I really see it.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
Can we pull that up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of Europe 72.
I don't think I can zoom in.
Here's a song we were talking about earlier, Trying to Catch Sunflower. This is sort of where they take these songs to the next level.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, they really get their, like, tone.
This is where they started to have all the recording people, I think, right? Listen to how thin that guitar is. It's very thin.
Did Merle Saunders tour with them?
I think so.
I didn't even know that.
I know that he did stuff with Jerry, too.
Yeah, I'm seeing that he's listed on all these songs.
On all of them, really?
Or at least on the ones in England. Along with Debbie Eisenberg and Marmaduke.
That's interesting. That's great. That is... If there was an S tier, I mean, that would be in it, but we don't have that.
Yeah.
So it's A tier.
Yeah, that really is, like, the defining, I don't know, sound of them.
Yeah.
For me, at least.
Oh, it's still playing.
What's next? Is The Wake of the Flood next?
I believe it is, yes.
Where do you think that belongs? That's honestly one I'm not overly familiar with.
I think that might be a C tier. It has Eyes of the World on it, which is a really cool jazzy. That's one of my favorite Grateful Dead songs, actually, Eyes of the World.
Yeah, it's got
let me play that.
It's got Roe Jimmy, right, and Stella Blue. Though I don't know, it's not an album that I generally, like, come back to, and a lot of those songs are usually songs that I kind of
Here Comes
prefer
Sunshine.
the live versions
also
of.
Weather Report Suite, which is
Oh
My
yeah.
friend Charlie Cruteau from college, his dad's favorite Grateful Dead
Oh
song.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, it's got Here Comes Sunshine too.
it does. This is Eyes of the World. This is like a very like we were talking about the first album sounding very 60s.
Yeah.
This is where they start sounding 70s, in my opinion.
Oh, that's a good point. It does have a great album cover.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
It's got, I don't know.
Oh, it's like wheat harvesting,
I don't know.
and there's water coming up because it's gonna flood the crops.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man, this song is so great. Oh man, if you like this song on the studio album, wait till you hear it live.
Okay, so
I'm done talking
next,
about this one.
Next we have Mars Hotel, which
You're not a fan of, I remember you saying.
I don't know about you, but that's also going straight in the C tier. I mean, I really enjoy like a lot of the songs on it. I just think that I don't know. It just seems like a really messy album, and I think the recording of it was a little messy for them as well. And even though it has like Scarlet Begonias and China Doll and US Blues, I mean, it's got a great track list, like a lot of these albums, but
Ship of Fools.
yeah, Ship of Fools.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about. I mean, this is really it. If this song wasn't on it, it would be probably their worst album.
Yeah.
But this song, man.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next one after this?
So I think the next one, it might be a live album.
Blues for Allah.
Oh wait, is it History? Is that it? History of the Grateful Dead?
Did we forget that one? That's
Yeah, I think
before.
So. I think it's this one. The really colorful one. I don't know what's on it. Click on it.
It's this one? Is that on there? Oh yeah, it is.
It's the track list. I'm honestly not overly familiar.
I don't think you were qualified to put. So I think by default you got to leave it.
We got to leave it there. We don't. I've never really listened too hard to that one.
But now we're coming up on my. I was, we were talking about doing this ranking thing, right? And today I was listening to some of their albums, and I realized that Blues for Allah is my favorite Grateful Dead album.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but do you think it belongs in A tier?
Yes.
Really?
I'm going to prove it to you right now. Help on the Way, Slipknot, Franklin's Tower, King Solomon's Marbles. That's a good song if you ever give it a chance. Music Never Stopped. Crazy Fingers is another one of my favorites. Sage and Spirit. Blues for Allah, I don't even know that one. But which one should we even listen to? Let's listen to Help on the Way. This is like if you took Eyes of the World, but every song on the album was Eyes of the World, in my opinion. On the crest of a wave, angels flame. And I think people will agree with me. I think it's pretty highly regarded album. I don't think it gets the notoriety that American Beauty and Working Man's Dead get.
Oh, not at all.
But this is like, the songwriting is good, but it doesn't overshadow the playing, which is great. And these songs live are a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have any thoughts on this album?
No, I mean, I'll give it to you. I mean, I think that especially, I think this is this is an album where you listen to it and you're like, yeah, that's the Grateful Dead. You know, like that.
It's the
Like
70s Dead.
They really got the sound down.
Let me tell you something, Russell. This is my favorite era of the Grateful Dead. The mid 70s, probably. Maybe mid, late. But I also like 72 a lot, but it's different. But this is like, they don't have Pigpen. They're the Grateful Dead. They're like what you think of when you think of the Grateful Dead, like you said.
Yeah.
And this is the album, for me at least.
I mean, it really is a great record. And I think they this and Wake of the Flood and Mars Hotel, they were also all made while they were on that touring hiatus. When did they come back?
76, right?
76, yeah.
Oh, well, this 75 is when this came out. So they didn't tour in 75, is that right?
Yeah, I think
But they came back in 76, and they were hot to trot.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go to the next one, I want to play a little bit of Crazy Fingers, because I think that's a great song. And just listen to that. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, the tone is like perfect.
Everything about it is great. The feel. Listen to this. It's like a ska beat.
Your rain falls like crazy fingers, peels of fragile thunder.
Another thing I'll say. People think, the Grateful Dead songs, they're all happy and kind of like, blah, 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 blah. This song, listen to it. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of happy. Anyways, that's all I'll say about this album. I don't really have to say anymore. It's a great album.
Oh wait, we didn't put it. Where does it go for you?
Oh, A.
All right, I'll give it to you. I
think it goes in S, actually.
I'd probably put it. I would probably be putting it in B tier, but I'll give it to you.
After all that shit I just said about it, you put it in B tier? Are you kidding?
It can go in A tier.
Why would it go? Why would it be below?
I'd say like it's like a low A tier for me.
Okay, why would Dead Live be A tier and that not be?
I guess you're kind of right. That like Blues for Allah is kind of, you're right. It's kind of on the same level as Dead Live.
Now that I'm looking at it, Dead Live might not be A tier.
I think it is. I think you're wrong about that one. But moving on. So what is next?
Let me see.
I think it's Terrapin Station.
No, it's Steal Your Face. Is that on there?
That's not on here.
That's very weird. That's not on here. That's really... Well, if it was on there, I think we would probably put that one... Where would you
Honestly,
put it?
I'd probably put that in C tier. I'm not crazy about Steal Your Face.
It got a C- rating on Chris Gow's Record Guide.
Oh, what's his name? Robert Christgau.
Crisco, yeah. It got 2 stars on Rolling Stone. I do feel like I see this album a lot. It's a good t-shirt.
Yeah, that's where they debuted their famous logo.
Yep. All right, we can go into Terrapin now.
All right.
You like Terrapin a lot.
I really love Terrapin a lot. I don't know if it belongs in A tier. I'm kind of tempted to put it up there, but it's a great album. I know Jerry really hates Terrapin a lot. He thinks it's like overproduced, and
sounds like
I think
Fish.
that was kind of, what'd you say?
Terrapin Station, at least the song, is more like a Fish song than a Grateful Dead song.
It's really, like, for me, like Terrapin Station, it's I don't know. I love it.
Do you want me to play it a little bit?
No, we don't have to play it. It's like 20 minutes long, but
I'm not as big a fan of this album. I like Terrapin Station medley, but it doesn't do it for me as much as Blues for Allah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the rest of the track list, it's not as strong. Like, I think, like, I mean, Estimated Profit is great. Dancing in the Streets is,
Cover.
it's good. Samson and Delilah is good. Sunrise is good. I don't know.
How long is the album? Oh, it's 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's not
a
even that
short
long.
album.
It's
They
pretty
do
short.
very short albums. Have you noticed this?
Yeah. Yeah, generally speaking, yeah.
That's like one side of a record, right? Or no, maybe that's the full record. It's like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah.
So where'd you put it?
I'd say it's like a high B tier.
Okay.
All right, and then
I think
next,
that's actually a very fair placement.
Next we got Shakedown.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the producer of this album?
So the producer of this album is a dear friend of ours, Lowell George.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to talk about Lowell at all?
Yeah. Lowell. Yeah, Russell and I both went on a big kick of Lowell in the past 8 months, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
And we discovered that Lowell helped produce this album, which is kind of weird.
Apparently they were forced to like pick a producer, so they picked
I don't really know what his other producing
I think this is
accolades
it.
are.
Like I think this is it.
I mean, he's a great songwriter, singer,
I think
slide
that was
guitar
like
player, but
that was what I guess the consensus was, that he was like a great songwriter, but he wasn't a great producer. I think
did he produce the Little Feat albums?
I don't know.
Let me check. It's easy to check. Let me check real quick.
Oh, they're back to Little Feat.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what happened?
Yeah, so for on Spotify, they for some reason their name was changed to
Produced by Lowell George.
Little.
So he did produce. He produced Dixie Chicken. Let's see if he produced Sailing Shoes.
Martin McKibbe.
There is no produced by credit given. Anyways, having said all of that, let's talk about Shakedown Street.
I love Shakedown Street.
It has Good Lovin' on it.
Good Lovin'.
The Rascals cover. It has Shakedown Street, which is
Need a Miracle.
every college kid's favorite Grateful Dead song. Fire on the Mountain, as you said. All new Minglewood Blues. I don't know this song, but you have it liked.
Oh, I love If I Had the World to Give.
Do you want
It's
to play
a good
that?
song. It's like I feel like it's like a rare like love song from Jerry.
I've never heard this.
You never heard this?
No.
I actually like this song. We don't have to listen to the whole thing.
Does it just do this over and over and over?
But yeah, what do you think?
I'd probably put it B,
Oh.
in between B and C. Probably B.
Yeah,
I'll put it B.
I'd say it's a
It's B.
solid B. And then next we get into, I believe now we're in the 80s.
Go to Heaven.
Is Go to Heaven next?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a solid. It's like a high C, I think.
You're already rating it. We haven't even talked about it yet.
You want to talk about it more?
Yeah.
I'll take it out.
So, this album has Althea.
It's got a great track list.
It has Alabama
Horrible
Getaway.
album cover, but I kind of love the
No,
album
it's
cover.
kind of good.
It's kind of like the most ridiculous album cover I think they could have done.
Brent Midland playing keys on this?
Yeah, this is the first. It's the first album with.
So
Brent.
So
And
before
he sings "Far From Me."
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have Althea, which you love a lot.
Mhm.
That's kind of I would say that's the most popular song on here. Let's play a little bit Saint of Circumstance, though. This is a great song.
They really sound different on this record, too.
Listen to that.
This must be heaven.
A little bit of Bobby vocal. We haven't talked about Bobby at all.
What do you want to say about Bobby? We've seen him
We've seen him a lot.
a lot.
I mean, you've seen him more than me, but we saw him. What's his band now?
I've seen him. I don't know, like
It's not called Rat Dog,
5
right?
times.
Is it Rat Dog that he has now?
No, Bobby and the Wolf Brothers.
Wolf Brothers, yeah. Yeah, Bobby, he sings some of the songs, and he sings, and
Sometimes he writes.
sometimes he writes the songs. And who's his writing partner?
John Perry Barlow.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby's great.
Bobby's great.
Did you already place this album?
I put it in C.
You put it in C?
I feel like it's
You
like a
didn't put it
high
in
C.
It's not there.
Well, I took it out.
Oh.
I feel like it could be like a. I feel like it could be a B.
It has Althea Russell.
It has Althea on it. Althea's kind of like.
It's saving grace.
It really, like, if Althea wasn't on this album,
It would be C.
It would definitely be C. But you're right.
Let
Like,
me ask you this:
Althea is kind of a
do you
great.
think any of these albums you'll relegate them to D or F, or do you think they're all C plus territory?
Honestly, that's a great question. I think our next album might be a D.
Okay.
For me, at least.
Okay.
If it's the album I think it is. Oh wait, it's not.
What do we have?
So Reckoning for me, honestly,
Yep.
is I love Reckoning. It's probably
It got higher ratings than the other live album, Skull and.
I mean, Reckoning's at least a B for me. It might even be an A. I really love this record. Like through and through. I mean, it's like this acoustic double album by them.
You know what the best song on this album is Cassidy, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you were gonna say too?
Yeah.
Is this the only recording of Cassidy? Is there a studio version of?
Yeah, it's on Bob Weir's solo album.
Okay. Is it on Ace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it also has
Oh, we
Birdsong.
should have talked about Ace. Ace. Well, that'll be a different list, I guess.
We can do like a different tier ranking
We could do
of all the solo albums.
Well, yeah, like the Jerry Garcia stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. That Ace album has got a lot of great stuff on it.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, Cassidy.
I think this is the best recording of Cassidy, though. At least this is the defining recording of it for me. Like a lot of these.
And it must have been the Roses on there. That's
Yeah.
a Jerry Garcia solo song, I think.
I mean, they do like some songs that are like traditionally, they played on the records as acoustic, but then they kind of, I don't know, they do a great job
They do.
with this. This is a great live album. It was
Okay.
kind of my introduction to them,
Wow.
along with their first album.
And you're putting it at B.
I kind of really want to put it in A, honestly. So I'm just gonna stick it up there with your permission.
Okay.
But Dead Set,
I feel like I don't know that
I really don't care about Dead Set that
Okay.
much. I'm putting it in D.
Let me just look. I know a couple songs on this one.
It's like good. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, it's nothing. Was it recorded in the 80s too? Yeah, it was recorded in 1980.
I mean,
This is not my favorite time, and I feel like their live stuff for me, not as good as the 70s, but not as bad as the 90s. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, I love the album cover of Dead Set, but yeah, it doesn't really do it for me. It's not an album I am generally returning to. So yeah, it's going in D tier.
Yeah, I don't really listen to a lot of 80s live Dead. It just doesn't, something about it. Something about the effects and the playing. It's not 70s. They didn't do another album for quite a while. In the Dark.
We're missing some albums.
What
Whoever made this template is a dunce.
what are the ones that are showing on the ranking thing not on there?
Well, we don't have Dylan and the Dead, which would also be a D because that album is really boring. You would think that Bob Dylan doing an album with the Grateful Dead would be great, but it's extremely boring.
Russell's dad has a great story about. Well, he basically just said what you said about when he saw Dylan and the Dead perform.
Yeah, my dad's like, it was great, but it was also kind of boring.
Yeah.
They did like a 20-minute knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah.
Or I think they did like a 20-minute or they did a really long oh god, what's the song? It's like Jimmy, it's somebody's name. Wait.
Take over.
What's the name of the song? Joey, yeah. They did like a really long Joey.
It was a tribute to The Bachelor. It predicted that on season 28 of The Bachelor there would be a guy named Joey.
Oh yeah.
Um,
So In the Dark is next.
In the Dark, yes. This one is great. This one's actually their most successful studio album, right?
Yeah, I might go ahead and just stick it in A tier. I think it's
Oh my god. I know that we were just shitting on the 80s Dead.
No, I love In the Dark.
Actually, I should mention that Touch of Grey obviously is probably the most played radio Dead song.
Mm-hmm.
It has a really great guitar solo on it. I remember in high school listening to that on the radio, and I got kind of hooked to that song. I think a lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that was sort of one of my first explorations into the Grateful Dead, was that a song and sort of that album by default.
Yeah, and I think
Black Muddy River is on it too, right?
Yeah, it's got a great.
Do you want to talk about that song in particular? What happened with us?
What happened with us?
So Russell and I went on an adventure 2 summers in a row. Right? It was 21 and 22.
Was it 3 summers? Oh no, it was 2.
I didn't go last year. We went to a place called Jiffy Lube Live in Bristow, Virginia.
It's the worst place on earth.
If you've never been there, the parking situation is not ideal. But I believe the first time we went there, it was raining all day. This was also the first time we had ever... It was Dead and Company, right? And it was raining all day. We were getting some great songs. And they finish up. They come out for the encore. It's really raining at this point, right?
I'm the only one with a rain jacket.
And I'm just sitting there like, what are they going to play? We're all like, what are they going to play? Black Muddy River, right? So they play that. And then fast forward to a year later, they do the classic, 2 sets, right? I believe it's also raining this day too.
Yeah.
And they come out to do the encore. And what song do? They do Black Muddy River again.
It's actually
2 years
not
in a row.
It's not even that great of a story.
No, it's not. But I like how, we make a big deal about what they play and how they have to play different stuff every time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they're like, it's raining and there's mud flowing down like a river. So they're like, let's just play Black Muddy River, even though we already played it here last year.
Yeah.
For the encore.
I mean, it's a great encore song.
And I believe that was the only song that they played for the encore. Am I right about that? Both times.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my little story.
Well, anyway, I mean, the rest of this album, I mean, it's got Touch of Grey. It's got Hell in a Bucket, which I'm not honestly crazy
It has
about.
West LA Fade Away.
Yeah. Uh, Throwing Stones. It's a good one. And then, yeah, Black Muddy River.
Touch of Grey is really the song.
Yeah, and I think this album as like a whole, it's really a lot of people's entry point into the band. And it definitely was when it came out as well.
Yeah. I think this and American Beauty are two of the entry points, and
Yeah.
Working Man's.
Yeah. All right, so now we're getting to the end of it. So
Yep.
Built to Last. What are your thoughts? I actually listened to this in the car the other day.
What year is this?
87, 80, 89.
What songs are on here? I can't.
It's got Standing on the Moon,
Okay.
which is really the only one that I think redeems this album for me. Foolish Heart is okay, but I mean, I think Jerry only wrote 3 songs for it.
Yeah, this
It's got a lot of Brent on it.
There's a reason that I don't really know this album because it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Has a bunch of Brent
Mhm.
singing on it, which is not necessarily bad, but you know, if he's stepping up, you know,
What's going on?
what's going on? Exactly, Russell. Exactly. Yeah, I don't think I should speak to the placement of it, but I'm gonna say if it's placed any higher than a D.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So D?
Yeah, I mean, Standing on the Moon is like a good song, but it's not even like a.
It's not
It's not an amazing.
Althea.
Yeah, it's no Althea, and that's really the only song on this whole album that really does anything for me.
I feel that.
And then we got Without a Net, which I don't think I've listened to in a couple of years, but I'd say it's
This is the worst live recording that they've released, I think. Probably has to be at this.
I don't think it's anything remarkable, yeah.
Having said that, it's probably better than the previous album.
Dead Set?
Well, actually, it's interesting because we put that one live record in D. I'm gonna put this one in D, Russell.
All right. So this is it.
Yeah, and then we don't rank that one because we didn't listen to that one.
All right. All right, is this it then? Do you have any wrap-up comments?
I mean, that's a pretty good sign when your band has most of their albums in the A spot.
Mm-hmm.
I will say there's no albums in the S tier, but we did take it off, so that wasn't an option. But I guess this is sort of more or less what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having said all the, there's a couple in C, there's a couple in D. They're all good albums. If you like the Grateful Dead, you're gonna like all of it, probably. But you're probably gonna agree with this list.
Exactly. There you go.
So why listen to the D stuff when you can listen to all the B and A stuff, even some of the C stuff?
Exactly.
I think that's my final. That's it.
What's your final take?
That's all I'm saying.
All right. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure ranking all these albums with you, Logan. And
do you want to end the show on a song?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Which one do you want to play?
Let's play Standing on the Moon.
Okay. Let me get that going. Oh, do you want to call Luke?
No. Let's do that next time.
Should we play it out all the way?
No, we don't have to do that.
We really did it, Russell. We ranked all of them.
Standing on the moon.
You're right.
No top
We did it all.
Oh, wait. Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Doesn't do that.